So welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Nidhi Shastri and today's video is going to be about my LASIK surgery experience. Basically, when I was doing my research before the surgery, there was a lot of information, and again, many of them just gave a very superficial idea. So I thought, why not make a video which would share my experience in totality, the pain or the discomfort and various other doubts that we all have before undergoing any surgery, but specifically to LASIK in this video. And I thought, let's make a video and share about all of that, and this would also include some personal tips that I would like to give you all. So I'm breaking this video into 4 parts. The first one is, of course, a little detail about LASIK. The second is the before surgery part. The third is going to be on the day of surgery, and the fourth part is basically the after surgery care, etc. So let's begin with part 1. What is LASIK? It is laser in situ keratomileusis. It's a corrective eye surgery for any person who has refractive errors. So in my case, I had myopia. Now there could be various reasons why you would want to get a LASIK surgery done. In my case, it had nothing to do with how I looked. I actually was very comfortable wearing spectacles also, looks wise, but it caused a lot of hindrance while doing various activities. Like firstly, whenever I used to wear a mask in the hospital setting, there was too much of fogging. Despite wearing the anti-fogging spectacles, I also like to go into water bodies a lot, water sports or swimming, etc. And every time I would want to do that, this would cause a lot of hindrance. So again, alternative is wearing contact lenses, but I found contact lenses also super inconvenient. I know a lot of people can wear contact lenses within milliseconds and can do with it for almost like the entire day, but I just found them extremely inconvenient, and contact lenses literally were never a better answer or a better solution for me. So I thought, why not just get the surgery done when I still can, and that's how I went about it. Secondly, I would like to add that anything that I share in this video is just out of my experience, my research, and my doctor's medical advice. Your doctor could have a differing advice, so I would request you to please also listen to them and take their opinion very seriously. So now let's move on to the second part of the video, which is the before surgery part. Here are a few prerequisites for the surgery. Matlab itne points hai to at least you consider going to the ophthalm, and then we can see later. So the first one is that you should be above 18 years of age. The second one is that you should have a stable refraction for at least 6 months. Some ophthalms also suggest a stable refraction for 1 year, but my ophthalm asked me if it was stable for 6 months. The third one is that you should not be wearing contact lenses for at least 2 to 3 weeks before the surgery. Again, the duration of this, kept differing from countries to countries. But again, this was something that my ophthalm asked me if I was wearing any contact lenses for the last 2 to 3 weeks. And the fourth point is that you should not have any other underlying eye disorder. So once you meet these criteria, I would suggest you to go to an ophthalmologist. The ophthalmologist will basically investigate you and see if you are, a fit candidate or a suitable candidate for the surgery. Why I say this is because, there could be an issue with the thickness of the cornea or the curvature of the cornea or even your age or even the power of the lens. If it is too high, then there are other corrective surgeries and they can suggest you that. It's not necessary ki LASIK hi karana hai. There are other corrective surgeries as well that you can undergo. The first test they do is the visual acuity. They will check the power of your lens. The second test would be your whole corneal examination. In that, they will basically check the corneal thickness, the corneal curvature, etc. Third one that happened was a retinal examination. So in that, they dilated the pupils, they put drops and they dilate your pupils so that they can examine. So a full retinal examination, and also my intraocular pressure was checked. All of that happened. So once I got a clearance for the eye examination, I was also asked to do a CBC and check my blood sugar just as a part of routine pre-op investigations. And once all of that was done, the doctor basically just asked me when I would like to come in for the surgery. I could have gone the next day as well, or basically any day, and I just gave him my preferred date, and that's how we scheduled the appointment and everything was done. So now a few pointers here are going to be: number 1, please take someone along with you when you're going for your eye examination, because once when they dilate the pupils using the drops, you are going to face a lot of blurring of vision for about 3 to 4 hours after that, and you might also experience photophobia. I did. So it's preferable, actually you should be taking someone along, because otherwise it's going to be very difficult for you to get back home. In my case, I could not see anything till it was this close to my eye. And also, please do not drive and go yourself. Go with someone who can drive you back at least. So that's the first point. The second point is that you would not be able to do anything for the next 3 to 4 hours because of the blurring of vision. So don't schedule anything. The third point is something that I was very apprehensive about, and I'm sure that there might be many more of you too, is that does any machine instrument touch our eye during any of these investigations? Everything is done at a little bit of distance, so don't worry, nothing will touch your eye in any of these tests. Now coming to the fourth point, which is scheduling the surgery. It's very, very crucial to schedule the surgery at a very appropriate time for you. Why I say this is because many people will actually think कि ठीक है, ये तो सिर्फ आधे घंटे का procedure है, we can do it on any day, let's go on a Sunday, let's get operated and get back to our routine life. You can get back to your routine life, but a lot of activities of your routine life are actually restricted for a couple of weeks. So it's very, very crucial for you to choose a time where none of these commitments are there. So the first one of them obviously includes screen time commitments. So please choose the date of surgery in a way that you don't have to use screen for the next coming 7 to 10 days at least, because again, even though the healing starts, you are still told to restrict screen time. And if you have any work on your laptop, say on the next day or after 3 to 4 days, then again it is going to hamper your healing process. So please keep that in mind. Maybe you can choose a time when there are a couple of holidays coming back to back, so that there is not much screen time required. And the next is, if you have any like major event or any big thing where you might require to do a lot of eye makeup, that also needs to be kept in mind. Again, these are some things that no one will emphasize upon, but I know that many of you would find it very important. So if you have any event, any function coming up jidhar you have to do eye makeup, and since it's restricted here, you would not be able to do that. So that's the second one. Third example is that you're not allowed to swim or go into water bodies, or even lift very heavy weights. So if you have any such kind of thing coming up in the next few weeks to a month, then again schedule your surgery accordingly. I would of course tell you about some advices in the after surgery care part as well, but again, these are some points which you need to keep in mind before scheduling the surgery. So the fifth point is to wash your hair a night before the surgery. You are not allowed to wash your hair for at least 1 week after the surgery, so that's why to just keep your scalp clean and wash your hair, do it a night prior. The sixth point is, if you are someone who regularly does eyebrows, then please do that before the surgery as well, so that you don't need to worry about that for at least 3 to 4 weeks. I forgot to do them, and I just realized that next 1 or 2 weeks later, definitely I cannot afford to put that pressure above my eye that we need to when we are doing our eyebrows. So please keep that in mind as well. The seventh point is, obviously if you're staying with someone, with your family, then there is no problem. But if you're staying alone, like in my case, I was staying in the hostel alone. What I did is I just organized my place very well. I cleaned everything that time, like brooming, mopping, everything was done on that on night prior to the surgery, because I knew that I would not be able to do all of this for at least 2 to 3 days. Even coming in contact with dust and all is not allowed. So I just cleaned up everything. I organized everything in a way that everything would be at an arm's length when I need it after the surgery, like filling my water bottles, prepping my meals, everything was done before the surgery. And even like any screen time commitments I had, I tried to finish all of them a night before, so that I don't have to deal with anything related to phone usage or laptop usage after the surgery for at least a week. Another thing is, maybe you can make a playlist of songs that you like, that you can keep hearing the entire day. Also, you can save up a few podcasts that you would want to hear, the next 2 to 3 days when you cannot see anything. Basically, save up things that you can keep hearing. So that could also help. Another advice that I have to give you to do before the surgery is to order computer spectacles for yourself. Now, of course, at some point you will turn to your laptops again, and it's better to purchase the computer spectacles before the surgery so that it's delivered to you, in that 1 week, and then you can start using it whenever you're going to, start using your laptops or computers again. I ordered my spectacles from Lenskart under the section of Lenskart Blue. Now let's move to the part 3, which is the day of the surgery. So the few medical advices that I was given was to eat something and come, but I would suggest you to not overeat, because if you are someone who's very anxious and can get very nauseous in that process, you might throw up. So eat sufficiently, don't overeat. The second advice I was given was to not wear any eye makeup, no kajal, eyeliners, etc. And third, I was also told to not wear anything which has a very strong fragrance, like a lotion, perfumes, etc., because the laser machine would not take that up. Now, my personal advice is that number 1, please wear comfortable clothes. Even though it's a half an hour surgery and they will give you a scrub, your hospital should do that as well. So they would give you a scrub to put over it. It's still better to, just wear something very, very light and comfortable. The second one is to ask your opthal if they would be providing you protective glasses after the surgery. If not, then I would suggest you to carry sunglasses along, because you will have massive photophobia once you're out of the hospital. So do ask that and carry along your sunglasses if they don't provide it. Third advice is to not have caffeinated beverages in the morning before you leave. So this is again out of like a personal mistake that I did. I had coffee in the morning because I have a habit of having coffee in the morning so that I don't feel sleepy or lethargic the entire day, which was a huge mistake I made, because once I came back to my hostel, all I wanted to do was sleep because of the pain, and I couldn't sleep because I had caffeine, and like caffeine plus the eye pain made it extremely tough for me to rest and sleep. So that's something I would suggest you to avoid. Now coming to the procedure. So I had already discussed with my opthal, beforehand, which surgery I would like to go, LASIK or PRK, which is again one more type of corrective surgery. But my opthal just suggested me to, go with LASIK. So on the day of the surgery, I went in and it took me about 5 to 10 minutes before the surgery for the opthal to do eye checkup again. The visual acuity was checked again before the surgery and confirmed. After that, I was taken into the operation theatre. So the experience into the operation theatre could be a little overwhelming if you've never been there before, like I had not. So everything is, taken care of. When it comes to the pain, etc., I would be sharing what happens. Now coming to the whole process, they ask you to lie down and they will put anesthetic drops in both your eyes, so you're not going to feel anything. There'll be local anesthesia, so you would still be knowing what is happening, but of course you will not be able to feel the pain. So once they know that the anesthetic effect has started, they will refract the lids with a lid retractor. So they start with one eye, and the same procedure happens with the second eye as well. So once they have retracted the lids, your eyes are wide open. There is no chance that you will be able to close it. So a little bit of pressure is applied because of these retractors, and that's just like a part of the deal that helps to keep your eye wide open and avoid it from closing mid-surgery, which would be dangerous. So that is why they're used, and except for a little bit of pressure, there is not much of an issue that happens. After that, an incision was made. Since mine was LASIK, they made an incision. The corneal flap was opened, and then again the light beam was passed. So again I was told to stare into the laser machine, and the correction was done and the flap was closed. So there were no sutures, there were no stitches. Basically it will self-heal, the cornea will self-heal. Throughout there was a little bit of discomfort happening because they were irrigating my eyes also with the solution, and they were also irrigated before putting bandage contact lens. So putting the bandage contact lens is basically the last part of the procedure, and the same was repeated on the other eye. So during the whole procedure, one big stress I had was of any pain. So, and I'm sure a lot of other people also might have that. So if I have to rate everything out of 1 to 10, 10 being like the most painful or the most uncomfortable and 0 being the least, then I would say that the pressure was about a 3 to 4 out of 10. The discomfort was again a 3 to 4 out of 10. The pain was maybe a 1 out of 10. The pain again, is because of the pressure and the discomfort, but pain as such of the surgery nahi tha. The local anesthesia did a very good job at it, so pain nahi hota during this surgery. Don't worry about that part. Once the whole procedure was completed, they put the protective sunglasses and they asked me to walk out. I was able to walk out. I was able to do, like sit on the chair, everything for my testing again, all by myself. No help was needed at that time. And the doctor again checked my eyes. The eye examination was done to see if the surgery was done properly and if there is any issue, and he gave me a green signal to go home. Before that, of course, a few drops were prescribed to me: antibiotic drops, steroid drops, lubricating eye drops. The lubricating eye drops was told, for a longer duration. So all of this was suggested, and yeah, here are some of them. Your ophthalm will prescribe you the necessary medications. Don't worry about that. Apart from that, I was also given a painkiller for 1 day, and there were also like a very important thing that was given to me that I would like to tell you to have, even if your ophthalm doesn't suggest it to you, are these sterile wipes. I did not know the importance of this until I came back to my hostel. So yeah, please do buy these sterile wipes. This is from a company called Edelon. They're sterile cleansing eye wipes, 10 by 10 centimeters, single use wipes, obviously. After this, we left and we purchased these drops, sat and came back. Obviously, I had someone to accompany me for the surgery as well. When I came out of the hospital, I had the most massive photophobia ever. I didn't know what is photophobia until, I came out of that hospital that day. I could not tolerate anything bright. I could not tolerate the sun. All I wanted to do was just rush home, get into my blanket, close my eyes and go into complete darkness. It was that bad. So yeah, I just came home. I ate some food, I had my painkiller, and my doctor had suggested me to go to sleep. Like he just told me not to open my eyes at all or restrict it to the bare minimum on the day of surgery. He told me to keep them closed as much as possible and to just rest the whole day and to keep applying my eye drops. My lubricating drops could be applied many more times if I needed to, and because dry eyes is like, a post-op effect of the surgery. So I was told to do all of that, which I followed to the T. I came back. I just, ensured that there is complete darkness in my room, and I tried to sleep. Of course, as I just told you, I wasn't able to sleep because of the coffee, but I did try. Now coming to the whole pain and the discomfort after that, as soon as my anesthesia effect wore off, the pain was massive. I'm not going to lie. It like a lot of people, a lot of channels told that the pain is very minimum and all of that, but I did feel a lot of pain. It was a very aggressive type of pain. Like all I wanted to do was throw things around and go to sleep. That's it that I wanted to do. It was that bad pain. So out of 1 to 10, I would rate the pain after the anesthesia effect wearing off around 8 to 9 out of 10. The discomfort was an 8 to 9 out of 10. The pressure again was, I could feel the pressure even after coming back, and it would be probably a 6 or 7 out of 10. So everything, once the anesthesia effect wears off, is going to be a lot to take in. So the best advice as given by my opthal as well was to just rest. I did that. I slept around 12:30 and I woke up around 6 o'clock. When I woke up, it could just be the whole procedure, or it could be because of the medication. The pain had actually subsided to a 2 or 3 out of 10. The discomfort had lessened again, and the pressure actually had come down quite a lot. I could not feel any eye pressure anymore. The discomfort was more in terms of, a pricking sensation happening in my eyes. And I did read a lot about that it feels like there are a lot of eyelashes in your eyes, that kind of irritation. So it's something that I had read, and I was expecting that to happen. Apart from that, there's a lot of tearing that happens. This is like right from the time you leave the hospital to you come back, and that is where these sterile wipes come into play. You cannot obviously touch your eyes or touch around your eyes just after your operation. So because they are sterile wipes, you can use them. So my doctor asked me to only use them around my eyes for at least 2 to 3 days. and there's also a lot of dryness of eyes. So I kept applying my lubricating eye drops throughout the day. Whenever I felt dry eyes, I did that. So the dryness of eyes is a 10 on 10. And coming to the protective glasses, my doctor also suggested me to continue wearing them throughout the day, even when I'm sleeping, because even if there is enough darkness around me, there could still be a chance that I could accidentally touch my eye or rub my eye. So wearing the spectacles is important for that aspect. Now coming to the last part, that is part 4, things I had to do after my surgery, after the first day. So I woke up and my discomfort had actually reduced to quite a lot. It was about 2 to 3 out of 10. The pain was 0. The pressure was 0. The tearing stopped. It was 0 again. Dry eyes and irritation in the eyes were like a 7 or 8 out of 10. It was a lot. My eyes kept getting dried up. As soon as I would see anything for more than a minute, I could feel like my eyes have like sucked in all the hydration possible. So yeah, dry eyes does happen. Irritation, again, the same as I just told you, like eyelashes in your eye feeling, that also happens. Around in the afternoon time, after about 26 hours of my surgery, I was asked to come again to the clinic. My doctor checked my eyes, everything was fine, and then again under local anesthesia, he took off my bandage contact lens on that day itself and told me to come for a follow-up after 7 days. A few advices that I was given at that time was to not take bath on my hair, not wash my hair basically for a week, up to 2 weeks also, if that was possible for me. Second was to not wear any eye makeup for 2 to 3 weeks, to not lift anything heavy, or to not go for swimming etc. for at least 1 month. I was also asked to not splash water in my eyes for a week, not rub my eyes for 2 to 3 weeks. So these were a few advices given to me by my ophthalmologist, which I am following to the T. The most important out of this is going to be to keep applying your eye drops as instructed by them for the amount of days instructed by them, because they are super significant in your post-op care. At the end, this is still an incision made, this is still a surgery done, so it is going to take its time to recover, and all you want to do is you want to give it that time, you want to give it that healing space, and you don't want to worsen it by either infecting it or irritating it or getting it affected. After day 2, I would say the discomfort was gone. There was no problem that I felt, and basically it felt like things have just gone back to normal. I still didn't look in my phone as much as I usually do. I restricted looking into my phone even after day 3 up to day 7, and I did not use my laptop for the first 7 days at all. And yeah, I went for the follow-up. Everything looks good, and yeah, I'm on a way to complete recovery. So yeah, that's about it. If you or anyone you know was planning to get a LASIK surgery done, then I hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, then please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.